Hello and welcome. I am Scarperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server, Iron Man mode, with our very last character, Final Flame. When he dies, that is the end of our Iron Man playthrough. We've done more than 40 episodes of it so far, so I think this has been a pretty good series, and I've been pretty happy with my experience playing Iron Man. It's been a lot of fun. We've done now either through regular play or Iron Man play every single regular main archetype in the game, both hero and villain, and controller is our last one. And we're on level 3, and we are getting ready to go and talk to Officer Fields for the Atlas Park tutorial missions, which cannot be avoided. And so here we are. I do want to mention, and let me actually just go into the options here and set up the net graph. I had some pretty serious network issues, particularly with this server. Hang on, let me cancel that for just a sec. Hit numlock. All right, now we will. I didn't want numlock to be chosen as the key map. So net graph, and we numpad 0 and apply. So you were doing okay right now. I tried to come in here about 15-20 minutes ago. It's early morning on a Friday. Tried to come in here 15-20 minutes ago, and I got to... First, it wouldn't load my list of characters. It just said loading character list and sat there. So then I backed out and tried again, and it loaded the character list, and then when I tried to load it to Atlas Park, it did like a quarter of a bar and just stopped. And then crashed. And I was also having trouble loading emails from work, but I could get everywhere else. I could get to Amazon, I could get to D&D Beyond, I could get to, various news websites. So obviously there was some issue with a backbone somewhere that was delaying things. So I'm going to add a little rule here. This is Iron Man mode, but if this character dies because of a map server disconnect, that does not count, right? Because that's not really fair. So just in case, hopefully we won't have any issues, but just in case. So anyway, we're going to speak with Detective Pierce because I think there are a bunch of Vajaloks bothering these guys, so did I just aggro them? I did. Okay, well, we'll put this guy on hold, and then we'll ring him in fire, and shoot him. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight these guys. They're white cons, so I don't want to just ignore them. If they were gray, I would have ignored them. But you can't have anything gray when you're 3rd level, because -2 to you is green. And there we go. The other guy ran away. He shouldn't bother me. And we're back into this weird bug where things fade in and out. It's what the strangest thing of all to me is you select them. If you select them and then you walk away, even the selection stops. It like deselects. It's just so weird. I still haven't tested whether it's actually doing that on Homecoming. Alright, so we got to go fight some Vajaloks, so we're going to go to the sewer. So we're going to be careful here, because these guys respawn very quickly. However, I believe Vajalok are vulnerable to fire. Or at least they're not resistant to it. So we have a Reaper and another Reaper. Let's immobilize them. And then I'm going to hit hold on that guy and just start shooting. Yeah, we're doing okay against these guys. Not too bad. Now, there are 2 mortificators, so we gotta be careful. I don't think we want to flirt with them yet. Let's see if we can... We gotta watch these guys respawning behind me. But I think we'll be okay if we just stand right here. And you gotta watch the AoEs, like if there was another guy underneath here that I didn't see. We could accidentally AoE attack them too and then aggro them, but seems alright. Now these guys respawned, and that's a mortificator. So he's a lieutenant. We're going to want to hold him. And of course I missed. Yes, because it's just perfect. And of course, the Vajjalok I missed too, the cadaver. Alright, so we hold him. Can we immobilize this guy, please? There we go. So now he can't run up to me. And now we can hold him. Whoops. So one thing you can do, because this hold lasts a while, is you can actually alternate. And yeah, he's going to come out of the hold until we have it enhanced, if we ever get around to enhancing it. But you can alternate it, and while it's doing damage, it's also holding both of them. And we've leveled up. This is not an instance. It's not like a standard mission instance, so this is not one where we can res if we die. And these guys are blue cons, so they should be pretty easy. And we're lucky that our powers do regen very quickly. So, we can keep reapplying them, which is quite nice. We can actually chain the immobilize. Huh, did I miss him, or is he resistant to immobilize? We're going to have to test that. But we don't need to test it here, because we finished this mission, so we'll head on out. And we are definitely going to take the time to level up as soon as we talk to Officer Fields here, because, oops, let's use this thing. Because we can get another power. And, yep, so part 2 is to go speak with her, but first, we're going to go get our new power. Let me grab the map here. Disconnect it, move it over. And yeah, we've got to do some slot cleanup here and interface cleanup. Okay, and then we need to put rest up here. Come on. I don't know why it can't. And then you can drag it down here. That's just the weirdest thing. I think it has somebody mentioned on the comments it may have something to do with the fact that the help appears over here. I don't know how to clear that out. The other thing we need is, let's see, we need the mission teleporter. And then we do need to get the self-res, which is in our email. Oh, it's in account items, hang on. So we have this other mission teleporter for whatever reason. Why we need to, I don't know. Somewhere in here, I wish there was a way to view everything, but there's not. Super frustrating. Return to battle, that's the one we want. Okay. And that will go up here. Okay, so now we go get our powers from Ms. Liberty. And then we will be able to get into the next mission. And I think, because of all the back and forth, I think we're going to go ahead and take flight right now. Just get it over with. I think it will let us do it here. I feel like our powers are good enough right now that we, especially since we do have a self-heal, we haven't even needed. And that's going to take me a while to get used to, because you can't just press it, right? You got to close in on them and then trigger it so that you're close enough to be in the radius to get the heal. I'm going to do that wrong for a while. Hopefully not long enough to kill us. Somebody just leveled up off screen. So we're going to sell these level 1 enhancements. And we still have very little influence. I'm going to talk to Ms. Liberty. Of course, that's normal for a low-level character. Okay, so movement powers are unlocked. Flight, fly. Okay, so we can now at least slowly fly around Atlas Park. Alright, so now we go to our mission. It's not going to be super fast in terms of linear speed. Let's go get a badge up here. May as well, since we're passing by. There's the badge. but it because you can go in a straight line instead of having to zigzag all over the place and jump over things and get caught, and like, it's just so much quicker to be able to just beeline to the place. So that's what we're gonna do. And I hate the opportunity cost of taking flight at level 4 when we could be taking powers, but especially for the sake of doing videos, I don't want to make you guys wait while I run around. Okay, so they're targeting people. We got to get some Vajaloks. So now we need to defeat 10 Vajaloks over here. And see, again, we don't have to run around the buildings and stuff. We don't have to worry about aggro, which is super nice. And I've learned my lesson. I'm going to come do this over here on the edge of this thing where the spawning seems to be a little more stable on the street. Right? And at least if I back away, I'm not backing into a new spawn. Okay, well, just in case this video gets cut short, I just saw a little bit of flicker in the power here. We're not having any storms. Knock on wood, things seem okay, but just in case this is a short video, that'll be why. So did I miss that guy? Or are they actually resistant to immobilize? Let's see. So that one worked, but that was the second one I hit him with, right? Interesting. Now he's not resistant, but I feel like the corpses might be... I've never seen that before, that they might be resistant to the immobilize. Now, it may be the magnitude. If we look under the information here, this is a magnitude 3. And it may be that, and I think the individual one is magnitude 5 or something. So it may be that the Vajaloks are resistant to, the Vajalok cadavers have like a mag 3 resistance. Maybe. Don't know. Let's try him. Yeah, we hit him, but he's still coming. Right? Which means he's got mag 3 resistance. We have to hit him a second time in order for him to be immobilized. And now he gets it. Oh, well, we missed. Right, so he didn't get it again. This guy got it. Let's choke him. I really like this power set. I can definitely see why people liked fire controllers back in the day. Right, because even, playing it vanilla, you can do some damage. And it's super cool looking. That ring of fire is awesome. I love how I missed one and the other one was resistant. And let's get some healing from you. There we go. Now we can hold him. Yeah, and the thing with controllers is, very early on, they get enough holds and immobilizations that against single character spawns, it's fairly safe because you can crowd control. It's just that they can't do any damage, so it takes forever. And as you can see, it's very draining on the endurance because you have to make so many blows against them to defeat them. And so I guess we're going to just keep working these couple spawns here since there's no reason not to. His partner. You can see how, like, they just don't even attack me, right? Because they're being immobilized, held, and so forth. Eventually you get an area hold. You get pets. And so, like, you don't do a lot of big damage, but it's relatively kind of like a tanker, right? It's very slow and relatively safe, but it's even slower than a tanker. I don't know if it's safer. I think it might be, but it's slower. All right, two guys. So these two guys will be our targets. Right. Once you've got the that hold set up so that it stacks, right? Or that it not that it stacks, so that you can hit two guys and stack both of them. Well, a spawn of three, what are they going to do to you? Right? Two guys are held. You only have to fight one guy at a time. Right? And so it does make it a lot safer. Now, of course, I'm sure the game's going to make me eat my words and we'll die at level 5, but okay, there we go. And we got our first piece of salvage. Human blood sample. The first piece of salvage I got when I came back to playing City of Heroes was an inanimate carbon rod, which of course is a Simpsons joke. Way back in, like, I don't know, season 6 or something, 5. Homer in space, where he goes into outer space. And the joke is that he was at work and there's an employee of the month, and every employee has to get it before someone can get it a second time. And instead of giving, Homer was the last one left. He thought he was going to get it. Instead of getting it, they gave it to an inanimate carbon rod. And then, he got mad and he ended up going into space with NASA. And then at the end, an inanimate carbon rod saved everybody's life. So instead of Homer being the hero, the inanimate carbon rod was the hero. So that's sort of a Simpsons joke that they put into the game, which is pretty cool. Okay, our next mission is the finale. We're going to go and fight Joseph Bott. I think we're going to want another break free here, because he has some pretty bad holds, stuns, and I don't feel like getting killed by him at level 4. So yeah, I mean, in terms of controllers, if you can slot these things that are the hold and the area mobilize, and get that area, the AoE hold, which is cinders. I mean, that's pretty late, but like once you've got that stuff going, man, controllers are awesome. It just takes a really long time to get them to the point where they are. The other thing we need to do, I believe, here is our macro, right? What happened? Did I type it wrong? Oh, yeah, Marco. There we go. And we'll move that up here and click it. And that makes the visuals a little bit better. Okay. So where is this thing? Down below me. Yep, flight makes your life so much easier. I think at this level it's better than super jump, just because you can just go in a straight line. Once you get to level 12, 14, super jump I like so much better. But mostly just for the hopping. I just find it super fun. Okay, so we need to rescue the actors. Oh, went too close. Let's AoE them and put a hold. There we go. And one nice thing about that immobilize, even though it doesn't stop them from shooting, I was able to run backwards, and that enabled me to get out of the range of the other guy in the back there. And now we're going to put a hold on him. Now they'll shoot you once or twice before you get the hold to act, but not too bad. And once they're held, you're good. And I think one trick you can do with kinetics is put a hold on somebody and then run up next to him with no danger and siphon him. Right? And transfusion, I guess, is the right way to say it. Alright, so I am going to immobilize and back up. Then I'm going to put a hold and back up. And then this guy. And you can see how, yeah, we can very much control what these guys are doing. Put another hold on that guy. Now it's easier than it would have been at launch, as I mentioned, because at launch you didn't have Nemesis staff to do big damage for you. You didn't have the mutagen to do a little bit of damage for you, and so we would have had to operate entirely without those. But it's still we're still able to do pretty good controlling with this, which is, of course, what you want out of a controller. And we've only got a couple of powers, so it'll be even better as we get more. Alright, so we're going to mobilize that Reaper. Back up. And then we're going to hold a cadaver, right? Back up. And then immobilize that cadaver. Right? And so now we're like, nobody can melee us. And that was a mistake. I didn't mean to hit the hold there. I meant to hit the Trank Dart. That Reaper's coming. Let's hold him. Nemesis staff that guy. Oops, well, I was mutagen, but then we'll immobilize these two. Yeah, and it does prevent knockback, which is actually perfect. I don't want to knock them back when they're being held. Not bad, guys. Not bad at all. We'll probably hit level 5 this episode because this is the end of the story arc. How are we doing on time? 22. So this is perfect. I think we'll finish this mission and that'll be it for this episode. Why am I getting stuck here? Here we go. We'll do our level up and then stop. Okay, so this is the bad guy. So we have to find his glowy, which is over here. And he just lets you do this, which is kind of dumb. You think he'd like get mad and try to attack you, but he doesn't. Oh, and you know what? I need to set this on bosses. I forgot to do that again, so we'll do that as soon as we're done. So that was a mistake. Okay, break free, luck, damage, accuracy, put on immobilize. There we go, and hold. Yeah, boss would not be able to be held here. He might be, not sure. Yeah, that's just going to make this stupidly easy. I apologize, I forgot to switch to bosses. Always forget to do that at low levels. Alright, so let's head out, and we will immediately switch. Ah, that's frustrating. We could have beaten him anyway, I think, because we could stack that hold and it would have locked him down once we got the second one going. So he would have had a few seconds to attack us, and with break free and luck we would have been alright. But it's just frustrating. I want to do bosses. Alright, we've leveled up. We're introduced to Aaron Theory, but we're not going to go to Aaron because we want to level up, and we also want to change the mission difficulty. So let's go to Miss Liberty. And that is where we will end this episode. We're doing pretty well, guys. A little bit of a glitch there where I forgot to switch it to bosses, but yeah, at level 5 it's not so bad. Once we get above that level, I think we definitely want bosses all the time. It does make it harder for a controller because controllers, bosses are resistant. They have higher mag defense against holds and stuff, right? And of course, the reason for that is that they didn't want one controller to be able to perma lockdown, a mob from a boss in the middle of like a really cool fight. You just, yeah, he comes in and just locks him down, and then it just stands there and dies, right? Um, that's Henry Peter Wong. I don't want him. I want this guy. I always confuse the two of them. Okay, so field analyst. Yes, I want to fight bosses even when solo. Okay. And now we go to Ms. Liberty, and while we're at it, let's grab the badge from up on top of Atlas. May as well, doesn't hurt anything, and I like getting badges. Like, I don't single-mindedly go about doing them anymore the way I did with Silver Phoenix, but I do like getting badges. And get some slots. So we don't need, obviously, any slots in flight. I think we're just going to keep going hard on fire control, because I definitely want to get some enhancements in there once we get to DOs, if not before. We don't have really anything worth keeping here, so we'll just sell all of this. And we can sell these guys, and now we have 2,000 influence. And we will be heading to Aaron Theory next time. But we will do that in a future episode. Until next time, guys, I am Scarperlock, and this has been City of Heroes on the Rebirth server, Iron Man mode.